Are you looking to add to your family with a furry friend? Well, if you are, today might just be the day you want to add that family member to your home. Today is International Cat Day, and joining me now live from Houston SPCA headquarters is our friend Julie Kuenstle to talk a little more about how you can celebrate or get involved on this International Cat Day. Good morning.
Good morning.
Look, who is this? So affectionate.
This is Socks. He just, you know, like the beloved felines that we all know, they're going to do their own thing. So he just jumped up here. He was 1 year old. He was abandoned. He's very playful, very active. So he's a lot of fun. So we're going to let him do what he wants to do today because it is a special day. But like I said, he was abandoned, came in with some medical issues, a URI, but he is doing really well and ready for adoption.
Yeah, no, and Julie, we know, you know, times are tough right now, and when you talk about abandonment and this taking place, this is unfortunately beginning to be, or still being, a constant, right? This is what folks turn to during hard times. Talk to us about how people can get involved to help alleviate the difficulties during these hard times.
Well, I appreciate that question. So there's a lot that you can do. So, you know, you can volunteer, you can foster, especially during kitten season where we're coming towards the end of it now. But you can donate your time. You become a monthly donor. We have our volunteer program. A lot of folks navigate to or are drawn to the things that they love, and we have a wonderful volunteer team that just spends time in the cattery that's specific to cats and kittens, or feeding orphans, you know, neonatal kittens. Yeah. There's a lot that you can do, and also reporting cruelty. You know, we have a lot of folks, if they see something, they say something, report that, and we're able to get a lot of cats that are like Socks that have been abandoned, but also that are not living in good situations. Yeah,
and of course there is that cruelty hotline. You can find that number on our website on clicktohouston.com. I want to talk a little more about the stray population here in Houston. If you have some statistical information, or just paint that picture for us, just how bad that is here in Houston. And then of course, if someone sees a stray cat, what should they do?
Well, you need to also keep in mind if the ear is tipped. So you want to make sure that, and if the cat doesn't belong to someone, because we know that people do let their cats out, and sometimes they can find themselves into a little bit of trouble. That's why it's important to have your pets microchipped. You know, we've reunited more than 300 animals every year because of microchips. Microchips save lives. I mean, it sounds almost a little dramatic, but it's true. And having that information on your cat and keeping an eye on, I mean, and then...
You're right.
So, but anyway... Socks is pretty special,
right? A little spicy,
and a little spicy, but active and very playful, and I'm good with that. But
he's like, look, I've given you all the attention I'm going to give you. Now it's my turn. This is my house.
This is his house, that's for sure. And so they all have different personalities, and they are going to do what they want to do. Did you know, Zach, that some fun facts here is that cats have 5 toes in the front and 4 toes in the back?
I did not know that. No.
Yes.
We had a cat growing up that had 7 toes. Is it 7 toes on each foot? What do they call that when they have multiple extra?
Oh, yeah, and it starts with an A.
Ambidextrous?
Arophil. No, it's like Arophil.
Justin, do you know what it is?
I know what you're saying.
Okay. Hey, you know, I want to go back though. You were talking about the tip of the ear being chipped. That indicates that the cat is fixed.
That's correct. That means they've either been spayed or neutered.
Right, right.
And that's important with the pet population.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's an important message we always like to share about spay and neuter. We all know in Houston that's a really big problem that we have, and so you know.
Yeah.
We rely on the community's help, not only just reporting cruelty, but letting us know when there are animals in need. I know that everybody is in dire straits in and around the city, and it is a very difficult time to be a stray animal, even more so if you're injured and you're unowned. And so, you know, our 24-hour ambulance is running nonstop, 24 hours a day, and it's not just dogs and cats, but it's wildlife too. It's a lot of different species, and you know, as far as being vulnerable, we see a lot of cats and kittens that are stuck and injured on the freeway, that are trapped, they're in distress, they're orphaned, they're injured. And so if you allow me to share that number, 713-880-HELP is our 24-hour ambulance for distressed animals.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, those men and women work so hard every day in conditions that are just absolutely heartbreaking. And you know, it comes back, as we wrap this up, I just want to say this, you know, it goes back to being a responsible pet owner and being a good human. And I get it, times are extremely tough, but there are so many resources out there. If you need help, to get help, whether that be access to veterinary care, affordable veterinary care, or whatever it be. If you need help, just ask for that help. You know, keeping those animals and those people together, that's of course paramount. And then if you come across a stray pet or an injured pet, there are resources to help you with those types of situations as well. Julie, as always, a pleasure catching up with you. Thank you so much for your time this morning.